30 years ago, they didn't have that many processed food. They almost had regular food. That we had our own garden and all that stuff. We'll go 40 years ago. That we didn't have that many stores and processed food because we were planting our food and all that stuff. You probably had one Piggly Wiggly in your area 40, 50 years ago. And that's, that was it. But now we got so many people creating process, and the process we wasn't maintaining it. And so they start making processed food, and then they start putting anything in the processed food. The color, the color red and all that stuff. They start putting stuff in that processed food and never checked it to see how it would interact with our body. And so we ended up catching all these diseases and all the stuff and not sure why we caught it. But now we're going backwards and finding out what is processed food and what are they adding in our food. So that's why you're seeing now they're getting rid of the yellow color, and they're trying to focus on make America healthy again. MAHA. Not make America great again. We're making America healthy again. When we were healthy, let's stop thinking that's part of what that thing. We do need to get healthy again. And if he's saying positive stuff to get us healthy, let's not say, I ain't want to do that. No. Something he might be talking about bad, but right now, when he's talking making us healthy again, sometimes you have to look at it because maybe these people have been doing stuff that's making us sick. And they know what they did. So let's see what they did in that so they can get rid of all this bad stuff. Because they got kids too, and they probably saying, no, you ain't just killing them, you killing us too. So they probably saying, no, you gonna have to stop. So let's don't be mad and say, we know what they doing. So, my baby's gonna talk about what is processed food, what it does to your body, and why did they create it, and what is processed food, and why do we need to stay away from it. And my goal is 80-20. 80% alkaline food, which is not processed food. 80% alkaline. Alkaline food is, let's make it simple. Anything that God made, anything that's planet is alkaline. Acid is what God did not plan in and what man made. So let's go ahead and see what processed food is. All right, then.
Okay, so yes, the processed foods, we talked about it last week. I'm glad we're going more into detail about it. And basically, processed foods are foods that are altered from their original state. So that's kind of the definition of it in simple layman's terms. And it's always been tons of evidence, right, that too much salt, sugar, fat, all that's harmful. And that's been since the days of junk food. But today's junk food is ultra processed with cosmetic additives.
So we got processed, and then now we got an ultra process.
Right. So because today, I mean, junk food way back when kind of maybe wasn't as bad as what the ultra processed food is today, because it has cosmetic additives that lead to overeating and tons of other health issues and everything.
Because they'll add stuff that make you addictive. It ain't got nothing to do with the food, but they're gonna add it on there so they can make you want more or eat more. So it could be anything they add in, and they didn't go through the FDA. So now it's ultra processing food because now they didn't put extra stuff in it. So now we don't know what it's doing to our body.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, and it's a growing problem. We already know that. Did you know that 1 in 55% of kids, the kids over the age of 1, 55% of their daily calories come from ultra processed foods, and it jumps to 62% for children between 1 and 18. So that's more than 50% that are getting their daily calories from ultra processed foods.
And see, as we older, we probably didn't get the ultra processing food when we were young. We still been eating eggs and stuff off our farm. Like I'm 50 something. I remember eating eggs off my farm. But the kids that we got now, they're starting off early eating ultra processing food, and that's probably why they're catching diabetes and early, because at least when we get sick probably after 20 or 30. When we've been young, we've been taking all those ADH pills and all that stuff. We just start getting sick when we start eating ultra processed food, when we start getting 40 and 50 and 60. But now we got our kids now, so that's why we got to stop. They're eating the ultra processed food at 0 and getting it at 1 and 2. Now they're catching Alzheimer's and all that stuff early.
Right.
And catching all these diseases early because now they're eating bad stuff early. So now we got to handle that and not give our kids that anymore. We have to learn it so we can tell our kids. The kids can't say, I'm going to stop. We as parents got to stop giving 1-year-old 55% ultra processed food. That's parents giving these children that. Not the kids picking it. Is the parents